All right, guys, here our directions say that we want to write the equation of the ellipse that meets the set of the following conditions. In this case, the center is going to be at 11, -2, and the length of the horizontal semi-major axis is 10 units, and the length of the semi-minor axis is 8 units. So kind of a lot going on here, but let's kind of think through this a little bit. I think the key word in this is probably horizontal. Because if you think horizontal, the horizon is this way. Horizontal semi-major axis, that means that this is going to be an ellipse that looks more kind of short and fat compared to, a tall skinny one. All right, so if that's the case, if it's more of a short and fat one, then we can think of it, in terms of that. That means that our major axis is going to go along the x, or with the x values. So my x's are going to come first, meaning that kind of the general form of this is, remember, x squared over a plus y squared over b equals 1. Now, in this case, we do have a center, and so we'll have to replace those values. But let's see if we can maybe take that equation and write it in with these numbers. So first off, I'm going to write my x's as a quantity squared, because I know that this is shifted 11 units to the left, since it's, I'm sorry, 11 units to the right, since it's a positive 11 here for the center. But the way we would write that in this way is x minus 11. Okay, and then that's going to be over our a value, which we'll talk about in a second. For the y's first, though, the y's are shifted 2 spots to down, 2 spots down. So this is going to be y instead of the -2, I have to put +2 in here. All right, like that. That's going to be over our b, and this is all going to equal 1. So what's our a's and our b's? Oops. I messed up something here. These should be a squared, b squared. That is very important. What is our a's and b's so we can square them and find it? Well, it's going to be the 10 and the 8, okay? Because first off, semi-major, if we think of from our center to our vertice here along our major axis, that's a. All right, that is a, which is 10 units. And semi-major axis is 10. That's the half of it. The whole thing is just the major axis, but just the semi is half. So a, if that's 10, then 10 squared is going to be 100. Okay, 100 down there because we want a squared. For b squared, similarly, the semi-minor axis is 8. 8 squared is going to be 64. All right, so now this equation right here, x minus 11 quantity squared over 100 plus y plus 2 quantity squared over 64 equals 1, satisfies all the conditions of this ellipse.